may please come now. ACO members who did attend Sesshin, who are on the Buddha's right, may come now.
Welcome everyone to our Sunday program. Welcome to Great Vow. We are just finishing up a week-long sesshin, so we have a nice big bright group here today. Thanks for joining us for a Sunday program. So we'll have the normal flow of events today, and that will include a 5 precept ceremony. 2 of our beloved Sangha members are taking the 5 precepts, and that will happen towards the end of the program this morning. So first we'll have a short chanting service, and then we'll have 2 periods of zazen, followed by a talk, and then the 5 precept ceremony. Then after that we can all head to the cafeteria and get lunch. So we can rise now for chanting service and stand behind our mats to prepare for 3 bows. Here at Great Vow we do full prostrations. And if you want to just do a standing bow, that is totally fine as well, or just to watch. And please enjoy.
Please turn to page 8. Heart of Great Perfect Wisdom Sutra. Svara Bodhisattva, when deeply practicing prajna, saw that all 5 aggregates are empty and thus relieved all suffering. Shariputra form does not differ sight, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of mind consciousness. There is neither ignorance nor extinction of ignorance, neither old age and death nor extinction of old age and death, no suffering, no cause, no cessation, no path, no knowledge, and no attainment. With nothing to attain, a bodhisattva relies on prajna. Thus the mind is without hindrance. Without hindrance there is no fear. Far beyond all inverted views one realizes nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future rely on and thereby attain unsurpassed, complete, perfect enlightenment. Therefore know the prajna paramita as the great miraculous mantra, the great bright mantra, the supreme mantra, the incomparable mantra which removes all suffering and is true, not false. Therefore we proclaim the prajna paramita, the mantra that says gate gate para gate parsam gate bodhisvaha. Page 22. Precious mirror samadhi, the dharma of thusness is timidly transmitted by Buddhas and ancestors. Now you have it, preserve it well, a silver bowl filled with snow, a heron hidden in the taken as similar. They are not the same, not distinguished. Their places are known. The meaning does not reside in the words, but a pivotal moment brings it forth. Move and you are trapped, miss and you fall into doubt and vacillation. Turning away and touching are both wrong, for it is like fire just to portray it in literary form is to stain it with defilement. In night it is perfectly clear, in the light of dawn it is hidden. It is a standard for all things, its use removes all suffering. Though it is not constructed, it is not beyond words. Facing a precious mirror, form and reflection, behold each other. You are not it, but in truth it is you. Like a newborn child, it is fully endowed with five aspects: no going, no coming, no arising, abiding. A baby babbles, is anything said or not? In the end it says the words are not yet right. In the illumination hexagram, apparent and real interact, stack together, they become three. The permutations make five. Taste of the five-flavored herb, like the five-pronged vajra, wondrously embraced within the real. Drumming and singing begin together, penetrate the source and travel the pathways. Embrace the territory and treasure the roads. You would do well to respect this. Do not neglect it, natural and wondrous. It is not a matter of delusion or enlightenment. Within causes and conditions, time and season, it is serene and illuminating. So minute it enters where there is no gap. So vast it transcends all deviation, and you are out of tune. Now there are sudden and gradual people, so teachings and approaches arise with these matters distinguished, each standard mastered or not. Reality constantly flows outside still and inside, trembling like tethered colts or cowering rats. The ancient sages offered them the Dharma, led by their inverted views. They take black for white when inverted thinking stops. The affirming mind naturally accords. If you want to follow in the ancient, please observe the sages of the past. One on the verge of realizing the Buddha way contemplated a tree for 10 long, like a battle-scarred tiger, like a horse with shanks gone gray, because some are vulgar jeweled tables and ornate robes, because some are wide-eyed cats and white oxen with a great archer's skill. One can hit the mark at 100 yards, but arrows meeting head-on. How could it be a matter of skill? Wooden man starts to sing, stone woman gets up dancing. It is not reached by feelings or consciousness. How could it involve liberation? Ministers serve their lords, children obey their parents. Not obeying is not filial. Failure to serve is no help with practice. Hidden function secretly, like a fool, like an idiot. Just to do this continuously is called the host within. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, existing right here and now. In reciting Heart of Great Perfect Wisdom Sutra and Precious Mirror Samadhi, we dedicate their merits to Mahaprajna Paramita and to the great teacher Shakyamuni Buddha, to the ancestors in our lineage who have transmitted the light of the Dharma to this place and time, including the first woman ancestor, great teacher Mahapajapati, the first ancestor in India, great teacher Mahakashapa, the first ancestor in China, great teacher Bodhidharma, the first ancestor in Japan, great teacher Eihei Dogen, the great woman ancestor Dzongchen and Ryonen, the first ancestor in America, great teacher Kon Taizan. To all enlightened women, to all those who have taught and manifested the truth. Page 29. May their vows be fully realized, and may we accomplish the enlightened way together. Page 106. Song of boundless compassion, hearing the cries of the world, awakens a Buddha right here. This Buddha, the source of compassion, this Buddha knows only compassion. just compassion. Each passing moment the true heart arises. Time after time there is nothing but this. Hearing the cries of the world awakens a Buddha right here. This Buddha, the source of compassion. This Buddha knows only compassion. Buddha, just compassion. Dharma, just compassion. Sangha, just compassion. Each passing moment the true heart arises. Time after time there is nothing but this. Hearing the cries of the world awakens a Buddha right here. This Buddha, the source of compassion. This Buddha knows only compassion. Buddha, just compassion. Dharma, just compassion. Sangha, just compassion. Each passing moment the true heart arises. Time after time there is nothing but this. Absolute light, luminous throughout the whole universe, unfathomable excellence permeating everywhere. Whenever these devoted invocations are sent forth, they are perceived and subtly answered. We humbly request the guidance of the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. In singing the song of boundless compassion and chanting the Jizo Shingon, we offer the merits to all living teachers of the Dharma, including His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Shodo Harada Roshi, Ajahn Sumedho, and Pema Chodron. We also pray that the years of life be lengthened for Chosen Roshi and Hogan Roshi. May their vows be fully realized.
We also dedicate these merits to those who are ill or in distress, including Roshi Padden Kyohara, Aaron Johnson, Jamie Onapangia, Corey Mullet, Blaney McDonough, Fran G.K. Eager, Allison Kemp, Carol K. Robertson, Jason Crowley, Sarah Fletcher, Eden Gray, Scott Passon, Amy Cheshire, Shelley Two Souls, Rochelle Bayless, Jason Burford, Chris Starr, Andrew Belland, Lorraine Burke, Kathy Richards, Denise Reed, Becky Hall, Brian Shikuski, Kirsten Van Weeren, Dave Keene, Brian Granz, Arthur Hubbard, Janie Wallace, Karen Prosen, Jorge and Camille Saavedra, Emily Wooten, Charlie Foote, Ruby Warnock, Lisa Marie Bodine, Audrey Borden, Russell Cox, Terry A., Betty Jo Zerfas, Sam Hauser, Patrick Newmark, Kelly Olog, Vanessa Fernando, Marina Gingrich, Brian Nix, to all people in war zones all over the world, to all people harmed by white supremacy and systemic racism, to all people, animals, and plants harmed by the effects of climate disruption, and all refugees fleeing violence, famine, and persecution. May they be free from suffering and serene through all their ills. We also pray that those who help to guide our cities, counties, states, and nations will be endowed with clear wisdom and compassion, including President Trump. May all countries be led with clarity and kindness. We also dedicate these merits to those in the transition of death, including Roshi David, Daishin Brighton, Jane Goodall, Richard Stott, D'Angelo, Wojtek Shinansi, Milo Maurice, Kay Wharton, Mary Doubleday, Lisa Jensen, Caroline Davis, Animal Companions, Maxwell and Ruger, to all species made extinct by human activity, to all those who have died in human-made and natural disasters and acts of terrorism, violence, and war, and to those who mourn their loss. May we and they be serene through these transitions.
May we aspire to turn the Dharma wheel unceasingly to free the world from every tragedy of violence, epidemic, and starvation, as we accomplish the awakened way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom,
One bow to the Buddha on the altar. And one bow to the camera in the back of the room for community here and online. If it's your first time at Great Vow, or you've never received in-person, face-to-face meditation instruction before, there will be an instruction class right after this with one of the resident priests, Dojun. So you can meet him in the hallway on the right. And the children's program can meet with Myosho as well. And the rest of us can be seated for Zazen.
Good morning, everyone. All of us have come from a rich life. Whether we've been meditating here for a week, working, taking care of children, doing whatever else we do, our life is so rich. Every moment is filled. The foundation of practice, whether we've walked in this room for the first time or we've been doing this for decades, the foundation of practice is the sacredness of this moment, of this life, of the experience of this body at this time. And how do we appreciate the sacredness? By paying attention. Each moment is fluid, will disappear. All of the aches and pains and sleepiness of last week are gone, as well as the ephemeral ups and downs. But what's present is right now, which is fluid as the breath. So for this brief period of Zazen, anchor your awareness in the sacred movement of your own body, emotions, thought, the world. Anchoring in what is right now rather than what was or what might be. You feel the body with the body. You feel the texture of the emotional quality, and you recognize the thought that happens right now without giving it a lot of content. And in this way, we align the inside and the outside. We align the mundane and the sacred. We align our life with that deeper transcendental experience that is always present. So please rest in the miracle of your own life at this moment.
walk-in meditation. We'll walk in a circle through the hallways and around the sidewalk of the Zendo. We normally do this barefoot, but please feel free to wear shoes if you'd like. This is also a good time to use the bathroom and get a drink of water. Just find your place back in line when you're done. At the sound of the clappers, myself and Gunme will lead the front row out, and the subsequent rows can file out single file behind us. be seated for zazen. Please feel free to remain inside doing slow hymn if that's better for your body. please face the front for a down and top.
Sorry, everybody, I got messed up here with the furniture. Incense first, gosh. Sorry.
The following chant can be found on the small white card beneath your mat. Gatan opening the sutra.
Realize the time. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. And one of my vows is to make mistakes with gusto. And I've made several, and each time I have really, I think part of this vow manifesting is to have just a little less shame or, panic or aversion to that experience, but to truly be grateful for the arising of support of somebody who says, "You forgot to thank the timekeeper. Thank you for helping me see things I've missed. Thank you for reminding me how this goes." And there were new people here at this session we just finished, and there's 800 opportunities to make a mistake. So it's very courageous to be here and to work with that. So thank you for that. I want to welcome all the community members today and the newcomers and the people on Zoom. And specifically, we have some people from the Plum Blossom Zendo. This is the group of practitioners in Vancouver, Washington that has coalesced. And not everybody was able to be here. A few people aren't feeling well today, but may it be the first time of many. Will you raise your hand, those of you who are coming here from Vancouver, just so that this community can be sure to welcome you and bring you into the family, which is where you are right now. So we just completed a session, a week-long silent meditation retreat on gratitude. And my two wonderful co-teachers, Enryu and Myoyu, are getting a little rest this morning. But the richness and depth and wisdom of the retreat would not have been possible without their participation and support. And so I really am so appreciative to have had this experience with you and to share your teaching. We ate food all week that came only from the donations from people who offered it. And what an important practice this turned out to be. It is something that connects us to the lineage of the Buddha and the monastic tradition that in which people would go out and with a bowl and beg for food, and whatever they got was what they ate for the day. And so in a way, that's what we also did. And our cook, called the Tenzo, is the role, and she and the kitchen crew were able to transform what was offered into just really beautiful sustenance. And also to have this kind of experience in the larger context where in the realities of food insecurity have come into the headlines, and that's an experience that many people share right now, right here. So to then be able to have 3 beautiful meals every single day that were all freely given was just elevated to such sacredness, and that's really the realm in which it belongs. And we have ritual around every meal that allows us to remember that, because it's easy to take that for granted. And really that's what the whole session was about, is open to what's really here. And when we do, we see there's so much we're being given. I should add that there is a food drive happening at Heart of Wisdom in Portland, and I think Plum Blossom is also going to be gathering some food as well for the food banks. There was a rumor that there wasn't going to be any coffee at one point. I think it got rationed really well, though, the coffee we did have. but so people got to really work with that. Really, you know, there's a lot of stuff that we think we need in order to be okay. And that's kind of one of them. But it turns out that's not true. That's just not true. Enryu gave a beautiful talk in which she highlighted the aspects of renunciation of the Buddha's practice and the Buddha's life, that the Buddha turned away from an ultimately unsatisfying life, this life in which all of his wants were being fulfilled at all times, not ultimately fulfilling, turning toward what is most important, the spiritual life. Myo, spoke about the other side of gratitude, atonement, which we also practice every morning at Sesshin, this emptying out that makes room for gratitude and appreciation. These are just the in-breath and out-breath of a human life. There are so many aspects, so many ways to practice appreciating your life, to practice appreciating our life. So one way I'd like to offer, and this is a practice a thread that we carried through most days, is a phrase that you can repeat silently to yourself on the out-breath in much the same way we do a metta or loving kindness practice. And so maybe just take a moment to settle in and feel how it feels to be sitting. Notice the sensations of connection, feet, seat, the weight of the body. Let it just be here. Letting go of any extra tension or holding, and notice too the breath as it comes in and out, and perhaps on an out breath, saying silently to yourself, this is what is being given to me now. This is what is being given to me now. What is being given right now? What is it that is being received right now? And a similar question, even as we sit here, not moving, not speaking, how can I be generous right here and right now? What is being offered? How can I offer anything right here without speaking, without moving? So those were just two of the practices that we shared this week. We also practiced thank you practice, which is just in the course of a day saying thank you to the objects that we encounter, just a brief thank you, acknowledgement of the flow of things. Thank you, spoon. Thank you, teacup. Thank you, toothbrush. Just lightly acknowledging and appreciating every now and then all that is being given right now. And the teachings that we relied on were from Fascicle in Dogen's Shobogenzo. He is a Zen teacher, the great teacher Dogen Zenji in Japan. He lived in the 1200s. And he wrote about the 4 embracing actions of a bodhisattva. The 4 embracing actions, those are giving, kind speech, kind action, and identity action. So identity action just means an identity of purpose. So sharing one shared concern, or acting together as one, or sharing the same purpose or goal. Being in the same boat was the phrase that kind of got settled on. Seeing what's common among us rather than what's different. And I'm struck by a quote from Brother David Stundle Rast, who is, I think he's probably nearly 100 years old by now. I can't remember if he's a Franciscan or Benedictine monk, but his entire life has been devoted to gratitude practice. His entire life. And you can, his quote is this, around identity action. It says, imagine a country whose citizens, maybe even its leaders, are brave, calm, and open towards each other. A country whose people realize that all human beings belong together as one family and must act accordingly. And so we can only practice this in our own heart, in our own life. Start here. Start right here. So we can be in the same boat of the people in this room. We can expand that. We can know that the Plum Blossom Zendo is really just a part of this larger family, which is part of a larger family of Zen practitioners. It ripples out endlessly. We can blur these distinctions and blur these boundaries and lines in identity action. That's the practice. Because we are all in the same boat of old age, sickness, and death. So in this teaching, Dogen describes giving. I'll read his poetic words here. Giving or offering means not being greedy. Not to be greedy means not to covet. Not to covet commonly means not to flatter. Even if we rule the 4 continents, in order to offer teachings of the true way, we must simply and unfailingly not be greedy. It is like offering treasures we are about to discard to those we do not know. We give flowers blooming on the distant mountains to the Tathagata. No gift is too small, but our effort should be genuine. What he's saying about not to flatter means giving freely. If we're flattering someone, if we're just kind of puffing them up or trying to get them to think or feel a certain way about us, then we're working some kind of an agenda. It's like we want something from them. And the kind of giving that Dogen is talking about is a non-transactional giving, a free, open, no agenda kind of giving. And a non-transactional relationship goes for the relationship with our own practice as well. That, of course, everyone comes to practice for a sense of peace or a relief of suffering or clarity. But we sit down and it doesn't take too long to find out that sometimes you don't actually get that stuff. Doesn't happen. Doesn't work out the way you wanted it to when you sat down and thought, oh yeah, meditating, that's a great idea. I'm going to go do that. Woo! Can we hang in there with this relationship anyway? That's non-transactional. And when Dogen says no gift is too small, but the effort should be genuine, that's really what he's talking about too. Is like, what is our heart? Where is our intention in this? And the outcome is really none of our business. So this teaching that he wrote, these 4 embracing actions of a bodhisattva, he wrote just before departing a monastery in Kyoto and moving to what is now Eiheiji, the monastery he was known for. And there's not a lot of record about this, but there's some question about whether he was possibly forced to leave by another sect of Buddhism at the time, that there were conflicts in the area. And so if that's true, and he wrote this, like, we should be giving, we should have kind speech, we should see ourselves as one, that's challenging, a challenging attitude to take in a time of conflict, in a time where it's very tempting to feel us versus them. So I want to highlight what he's saying about kind speech. And as we move in our sesshin from silence into speaking, highlight this section. We worked with kind speech, the speech in our own minds, but now what's coming out? So he says, loving speech means, first of all, to arouse compassionate mind when meeting with living beings, and to offer caring and loving words. In general, we should not use any violent or harmful words. In society, there is a courtesy of asking others if they are well. In the Buddha way, we have the words, please treasure yourself. And there is a disciple's filial duty to ask their teachers, how are you? To speak with a mind that compassionately cares for living beings as if they were our own babies is loving speech. In the Buddha way, we have the words, please treasure yourself. To speak with a mind that compassionately cares for living beings as if they were our own babies. If I could just have a mind that speaks to myself and others the way I speak to dogs, that would be really good. If I could move my internal speech that way. Our inner critical voice is not kind. We would not speak to a child that way. We would not speak to a dog or anyone else that way. And yet, this inner critical voice, which we really do get to work with, it's imperative that we work with it. And when we sit down, we get to work with it. So any effort we have to soften our compassionate mind, to work with and strengthen our compassionate mind, this will help us in this endeavor. Dogen says, know that kind speech arises from a kind heart, and a kind heart from the seed of a compassionate heart. Ponder the fact that kind speech is not just praising the merit of others. It has the power to turn the destiny of a nation. Know that kind speech arises from kind heart, and kind heart from the seed of compassionate heart. Ponder the fact that kind speech is not just praising the merit of others, it has the power to turn the destiny of a nation. Now we know this is true. I want to just share a couple of excerpts from Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protest to degenerate into physical violence. Again and again, we must rise to the majestic heights of meeting physical force with soul force. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. What we say matters. What we do matters. Our actions and our words can have a deep impact. And these are rooted in and arise from our mind states, and that is what we are responsible for. This is why it's so important to take the time to sit and clarify our mind and heart so that we can see this so much more clearly, so that we can align with the way things are, so that we can appreciate our life, so that we can see where we have the opportunity to make an offering of our life. Know that kind speech arises from kind heart, and kind heart from the seed of compassionate heart. Ponder the fact that kind speech is not just praising the merit of others, it has the power to turn the destiny of the nation. Martin Luther King also spoke of loving your enemies. He made reference to Jesus' teaching in the book of Matthew, and in another speech spent some time acknowledging how very difficult that is. He says, "The words of this text glitter in our eyes with a new urgency. Far from being the pious injunction of a utopian dreamer, this command is an absolute necessity for the survival of our civilization. Yes, it is love that will save our world and our civilization, love even for enemies." Now let me hasten to say that Jesus was very serious when he gave this command. He wasn't playing. He realized that it's hard to love your enemies. He realized that it's difficult to love those persons who seek to defeat you, those persons who say evil things about you. He realized that it was painfully hard, pressingly hard, but Jesus wasn't playing. This is the fortitude necessary for kind speech. You think, oh, kind speech, isn't that soft and sweet? No, it is fortitude that's required, isn't it? Especially now. The ground of deep compassion from which kind action and speech arise must be tended. We have to do the work of tilling that soil, to take care of it, to enrich it, and to do plenty of weeding. Isn't that just endless? Know that kind speech arises from kind heart, and kind heart from the seed of compassionate heart. Ponder the fact that kind speech is not just praising the merit of others, it has the power to turn the destiny of the nation. And this is where identity action comes in, the seeing what's common, how we are all in the same boat and melting the edges of our identity. How can we see past categories and see each person one at a time? So I'd like to just offer a practice called Just Like Me. This can be even one step before you offer metta. If you can't even bring yourself to offer metta, loving kindness to someone, maybe you can try this one. So go ahead and bring someone to mind, someone who's difficult. It doesn't have to be the most difficult person in the world or in your life. Even just someone you have some friction with. Bring them to mind, and as you sit here feeling the sensations of sitting and breathing, this person has a body and a mind, just like me. This person has feelings, emotions, and thoughts, just like me. This person has experienced physical and emotional pain and suffering, just like me. This person has at some time been sad, disappointed, angry, or hurt, just like me. This person has felt unworthy or inadequate, just like me. This person worries and is frightened sometimes, just like me. This person will die, just like me. This person has longed for friendship, just like me. This person is learning about life, just like me. This person wishes to be free from pain and suffering, just like me. This person wishes to be happy, just like me. This person wishes to be loved, just like me. This person wishes to be safe and healthy, just like me. It's a lot to tend a garden alone, so we have to do it together. It's a lot easier that way. Please keep practicing and realizing the gifts that are always being given in every moment, and that includes being able to practice and support each other and help each other hold our mistakes together. Thank you. And we're going to transition right now into a beautiful ceremony called the 5 Precepts ceremony. So this is a perfect expression of what it is that we're doing here. So we'll just move into that ceremony now. You can just settle in as we move a little bit of the furniture. Hogan's making a gesture that I don't understand.
You can turn and face in.
Oh yeah, people can turn and face in. Thank you. Here witnessing for the people who are taking the precepts. If you want to come to the front, you're welcome to do that. So this is a ceremony that we often do to honor a practitioner's commitment to living a life of harmlessness, or at least doing their best to do so. And as we have been reflecting on, that is of critical importance. And so I hope that you'll enjoy this ceremony, whether you have already taken the precepts or not. It is a wonderful opportunity to take the precepts with the people who are stepping forward in this way and share in this ceremony. It's not just for the two people here. We're all participating in this together. And the ceremony includes the bestowal of a garment called a wagesa. And a wagesa or a rakasu of this kind are indicators that this is a person who has taken the ethical precepts. And I wear mine with the ongoing request, please hold me to these. That it's an ongoing request of the community to reflect the precepts that we're about to share together. We all help each other keep them. The 5 foundational precept ceremony is the foundation of the religious life. Maintaining and honoring these 5 precepts is common to all religious traditions. Without keeping these precepts, the spiritual life is beset with difficulties and obstacles. Surmounting these leads everyone to keeping the 5 precepts. These precepts have been kept by the Buddhas and ancestors. They do not arise from ourselves, but are the expression of the true mind.
Please bring the candidates to the front. Tom, you can remain standing for now, actually. Remain standing for now. So we begin this ceremony with bows of gratitude to all the beings that made it possible for us to be here today. So there's 9 bows total, and you're very welcome to do standing bows. Please do take care of yourself. And the first 3 are to your parents, whether they're alive or not. And Jomon will tell us which way north is.
Oh, Jomon will not.
That's-
Jomon is the last one to tell you.
That's north, I'm pretty sure. Right? South is the same?
Sun comes up over here,
Yeah.
so that's east.
So you got this. And you could do bows in different directions if your parents are in various places. But 3 bows standing is fine. And spreading out is fine. Then 3 bows to the Sangha, the community that supports you in your vows. So if you want to take a side, that would be helpful. You can cover all the bases. And then you can move your benches and do 3 bows to the lineage. Thank you. You may be seated. Throughout the course of our lives, we have all been unskillful, committing self-centered, unkind, and wrong actions on many occasions. Some of these actions we remember, many we have forgotten. For a person of goodwill, the burden of these unskillful actions is heavy and creates a legacy of twisted karma. Others have suffered because of our misguided actions. Please bring to mind the weight of these misguided actions. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. You can respond together. Are you willing to accept the consequences of your actions?
Yes.
Are you willing to atone for committing these actions and to release them?
Yes.
Is it your intention to abstain from these actions in the future?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. 1 bow. Standing. There's a lot of bows. So we'll get up and down a couple times. Can kneel or get on your benches, either way. Come back to your bench. We'll now recite the Gata of Atonement. Gata of Atonement. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old on account of my meaningless greed, anger, and ignorance, more Know that all actions lead to results, but confession and setting forth a true intention to avoid evil, to do good, and to help others purifies your body and mind. From now on, the truth is your master. Do not be misled.
In the Zen Buddhist tradition, we each take personal responsibility for how we respond to the complex and challenging situations of our lives. The intention we hold behind each action will turn the direction of our life toward what is wholesome and healthy. In this spirit, we take the 5 precepts.
So you may rise and remain standing for this. It is call and response, and you can both respond at the same time. I vow not to kill.
I vow not to kill,
But to cherish all life.
but to cherish all life.
One vow. I vow not to steal,
I vow not to steal,
but to respect the belongings of others.
but to respect the belongings of others.
One vow. I vow not to misuse sexual energy,
I vow not to misuse sexual,
but to be honest and respectful.
but to be honest and respectful.
I vow not to lie,
I vow not to lie,
but to speak the truth.
but to speak the truth.
I vow not to misuse drugs or alcohol,
I vow not to misuse drugs or alcohol,
but to keep the mind clear.
but to keep the mind clear.
One last vow. Thank you. And you can come down.
These 5 foundational precepts were handed down from the time of Shakyamuni Buddha, generation after generation. To me, to us, now we give them to you. Will you maintain them well?
Yes.
Put your hands in dasha to really mean it.
Yes.
Will you maintain them well?
Yes. Yes.
Will you really maintain them?
Yes, really.
Oh, I told them this last vow. It's okay. One more vow. We might keep saying that, I'm not sure.
I give you this symbol and reminder of your vows. May you live them fully and benefit everyone you encounter.
I give you this symbol and remind you of your vows. Thanks for creating this symbol yourself. May you live them fully and benefit others. One more bow. Promise, the last one. So we'll close with a walking bow, and this is a recognition of the presence of all the people here that have witnessed this beautiful ceremony that you made it possible for us to do. And when you're walking in front of someone, be in a small bow and they will bow to you in return. And Dojun will lead us in that. So auspicious you have such a big crowd of people to witness your ceremony. How beautiful. And they can go back to their seats. Thank you. We'll close with the 4 great Bodhisattva vows, which can be found on the white sheet below your mat.
Beings are numberless.
Thank you everyone for joining us for Sunday program and for session. Thanks to the folks online as well. So before heading to lunch, we will clean up the Zendo. So please put away all of your sitting supplies. The benches and chairs can go in this back corner. The cushions and blankets can go in the hallway. And all the blue mats can also go in the corner, right in the corner. All the black mats can go in the hallway. And residents, please hang back to reset the Zendo. We'll do a row of 7 and a row of 4 on both sides. Thank you, everyone.
Preceptor and preceptees need a picture at the altar, please.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. All right, I'm gonna get one with this then too. 1, 2, 3.